You ever work at a call center before? It's fucking awesome. Yeah, you just sit there 4 hours and call people, ask them questions. That's all there is to it. There's nothing. It's easy. It's easy. It's fucking easy. But then sometimes you'll be calling and some adult will pick up and they'll be like, "Yo, this is pretty fucked up. You just called like a 6-year-old cell phone number." Did anyone else know that 6-year-olds have cell phones now? I didn't until I started working at a call center. Apparently, there are billions of 6-year-olds that have cell phones. Some of them have three. Some of them have, some of them have their own conference rooms. That's the day that we live in now. People start giving their kids cell phone, and all of a sudden they're walking around town with friggin' Jinko jeans and frosted tips. The thing about coffee at a call center is that it's always got, there's probably somebody that just slipping X-Lax in there every single time because you can't drink a single damn cup of coffee without having to shit your friggin' brains out. Lo and behold, though, you aren't the only one who has to take a shit. There are about 9 people in front of you in line because everybody drank the fucking coffee. It's been sitting there for hours, getting all burnt out, getting that X-Lax all worked as hard as it can. Coffee, that's what it does to people. It just makes people crazy. You go to take a shit, and there are 14 bottles of Febreze in there, because everybody that goes in there that takes a shit, they don't want anyone else to know that they take a shit, so they end up filling the whole fucking room with spray until you go in there and you can't breathe. And in the bathroom, the door opens, and the whole call center, you can't breathe because it smells like fucking, I don't know, like aerosol and shit. It doesn't even cover up the smell, it just makes it worse. Suddenly you're an asshole because you just, you'd make the conscious decision not to use the Febreze because you don't, some people just don't care if shit smells the way it's supposed to smell. I mean, that's what shit is. That's what a bathroom's supposed to smell like. If we went back, if we just went back to the days when everybody wore scented diapers again, then we wouldn't be having this problem, would we? Would we? Japan, they're already light years ahead of America in that department. A couple years ago, adult diapers in Japan, they outsold children's diapers for the first time. If everybody wore diapers, we wouldn't even have to waste money on regular clothes anymore. We could all just walk around like giant babies, and there would be, there would be no class issues. If you really want to know who to vote for governor, all you gotta do is take off the diapers and see whose mess is easier to clean up. I bet Frodo didn't have to worry about what his shit smelled like when he was trying to save the world from orcs. You get people on the phone, they pick up their phone, they're like, "How'd you get this number?" And then you're like, "Well, it was randomly generated by a computer," and they'll say, "But that's not possible, my number's unlisted." And then you're like, "Well, if it's randomly generated, it doesn't matter if it's listed or not, because that's." And then they say, "What do you mean randomly generated?" I say, "There's a computer randomly generates a phone number," and they'll say, "There's no computer that's smart enough to do that," and which is not true. You can literally do it with dice. This random number generation is like, you could do that in the Stone Age if you had the right tools. Another good one is you tell people their number was randomly generated by a computer, and then they'll say, "Well, randomly ungenerated." Okay. Do these people even understand what they're saying? I don't get it. I don't get it. Sometimes you get bored while you're working there, and so when you're leaving like answering machine messages, you put on like a robot voice, like saying like, "Hello, my name is Dylan, and I'm calling on behalf of the so and so corporation." But then, but then it backfires because they pick up halfway in the message and they say hello, and you can't go back to your regular voice now, and so you say something like, "Oh, hi, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were listening." oh, and then you got to go through the entire survey using a fake voice. It's not good. Really though, the job is all about making people happy. Because if you're at home and you're having dinner and you don't receive a call from anyone, then I mean, you kind of start to get the feel that, no one remembers you, that you're forgotten by society. And so what we do is we let people know that we care during dinner time. Old people love to do phone surveys. But the thing about doing surveys with older folks is that they like to assume that every question you're asking has to do with their their toy dog, and so you'll say something, you'll ask something about where they live, and they'll say, "Oh, it's the perfect place for walking my dog. I walk him up and down the river every day." And uh so put, I don't know, like don't know, something like that. Just something. And I don't know, later on down they'll be, you'll ask like, "How old are you?" And they'll be like, "Oh, I'm getting up in the years, but I'm still able to walk my dog, take him up and down the river every day." And then you'll be like, "Well, how much did you make last year?" And they'll say, "Well, not enough to feed my dog. He's getting a little fat, so I gotta take him for a walk up and down the river every day." Look, I don't care about your dog. I don't even like dogs. Never had a dog, and I'm never gonna have a dog because I don't like dogs. I don't like feeding them. I don't like taking them to piss. I don't like dogs. That's actually not true. I like some dogs, but I mean, they're no Furbies. They can't talk. Can't solve problems for you. You can't ask them questions. They're not people, that's for sure. Then there's babies, and the worst thing about babies is if someone has a baby, you can't, they want you to talk about how cute their baby is, and you can't even tell them that you don't like babies because then you look like some sort of heartless monster. And it's so I mean, babies get so full of themselves they can't do anything except poop. They can't even chew their own food. That's why I never was one. You don't have to take my word for it though. You should get a job at a call center yourself. It's a lot of fun. You'll make a lot of new friends on the phone. It's good. It's good.